Hey guys, what's going on? It's SpotTheOzzie here with season number 4, the World Championship with Dragon Race China, that's right. And we're at round 13, we're going to Singapore, one of my favorite tracks of all time. I just love the layout, I love the graphics, I love the way it looks. And yeah, we're going into round 13 of a possible 15 rounds, so we'll have 3 rounds to go. It's going to be raining out there on that championship. We did pretty well in that last race, we got both cars in the points, that was the main thing. And now we want to try to push into at least the top 3 to round off this championship. We're not far off. We're tied 5th, 6th and 7th with 134 points. Windsor Racing and Panther Racing, 3rd and 4th, are above us on 149 points. And of course Van Dort Racing, who are currently coming 2nd, are on 169, which is only, do the mathematics behind it, 35 points. So if we do well in the last 3 races, and you know what else I want to check? I want to check, do we get double the points for the final race? This is all the, these are all the points. Qualifying base grids, dry rates, refueling, 15 dry tire choices, free choice of compounds, points of top 10. Okay, high merit payments. We don't have double the points in the last championship, so I'm just having a look. Someone's just replying to a comment I just made. I'm gonna be getting dings all day, every day, and I might just check out. Oh, and we're still recording, good. So basically, guys, if you're liking the series so far, be sure to give it a thumbs up. We have 5.9 mil in the bank, and we are making about 3.6 every race, if not more, depending upon where we come in relation to our sponsor payments. I'm having a look. What do I want to upgrade next? Now, I've already made that decision. Having a look at all the things being equal upon what our components are. We're 9th for engine, 7th for gearbox, 6th for deceleration, which is our brakes, front wing is 10th, 8th for suspension, and 7th for high-speed corners. So the number one thing I need to start looking at is our front wing, which is going to be our, I think it's going to be our wind tunnel building. Yep, there we go, wind tunnel building, front wing. We're going to build that, and it's going to take 20 weeks to build, so we'll be ready for next season. And that way we'll start to already, we'll start to have better wings for next season in regards to the upgradable opportunity we have. We don't get limited to only good components, we get to epic components. But, you know, I was looking at the Scout Center, but mathematically it's going to be, it doesn't work out. It takes 12 weeks, which is when the end of season already occurs. And by then we want to know if we want to renew both of our drivers or let them go because they'll leave in 2 months. And I've made that decision. I want to keep both Partner and Enrique Lara as our 2 drivers for next season. I just think they're doing a pretty well job. They're pretty well rounded. I mean, at the end of the day, Party has hit his peak. He's at 4 or 4 stars, but they're both paid drivers and they are paying us to drive for our team. The other thing is that they're both young. So it's not like they're going to retire midway through half year or they're going to have injuries from old age. So I'm pretty happy with them at the moment, and it's now just going to be focusing on making sure we're going to have enough money. And we could even replace someone mid-season. You never know. We could replace someone mid-season next year like we did in Season 1. Obviously, we're not going to get an advantage of a reverse grid like you do in Season 1, but it's something to consider. But overall, I've decided not to design any new components for the rest of the season. I understand we have 3 rounds left, and that's a lot of rounds to go. And I could continue to design new components. Let's have a look at our front wing. If we were to design it, it would go to Epic. What are we at now? Current best part is good. I'll tell you what, we will design one more. How does that sound? So we're going to go 5 days build. It's going to be ready 3 days before the race. It will be at 68%. Let's go 20 in the plus. Let's just build that because next season those parts do go into account. It's usually the best average of the 2 components that you have that go into next season. So let's just build. That's the last part we're going to build for the rest of the season. That's going to go on Partner's car. But the main thing is, look at the next track. It's going to be raining. Raining in practice, qualifying cloudy. Race, it's going to rain as well, which is great for us because I enjoy, I really enjoy, you know, differing conditions when we're racing because that way we can, you know, benefit the car a little bit. And let's just wind the clock a little bit forward here. Engine cooling system issue. Bit of a disaster. We found a leak in Enrique Lara's engine cooling system. The parts reliability will be out of window if we don't fix it. $500,000 on negative 50 reliability. Let's have a look at the component ourselves right now. Actually, we can't. Oh no, we can. We can look at it through here. So How's Enrique Lara's engine? It's this one here. It would drop 50%, so it would go back to 25. Jesus. What are we gonna do? I think what we're gonna do is we're not gonna spend $500,000 in fixing it, because we could probably get the reliability up by the end of the round anyway. So I'm not too fussed if that happens for $500,000. It seems a bit pricey, so we might just ignore that. Don't worry about it. Boom, that's okay. We can always fix that. No dramas. We've got a sponsor offer. One offer, slot 1, 5-star, 4 races, 7 or above, 1 million payout, 600,000 for our bonus payment of qualifying and race. Not bad. 3.4 times the bonus for United Kingdom, which is not in our calendar. It might be for round 1 next year. That would be really lucky and convenient if it was. I'm not sure. 7th or above is what we probably need. Do we have a 7th or above sponsorship? Nope. So that might be the way to go. We'll wait till just before the race to make that last minute call, as I would love to see if oh wow, it didn't lose 50%. It lost more like 40%, unless I miscalculated that. No, I calculated that correctly, didn't I? I don't know what's going on. So we just want to fix that engine, get it up and running 6 days before race. Perfect. Get those other parts fixed. Deceleration, acceleration is crucial. So I want to keep fixing out gearboxes as much as they possibly can go. Get rid of suspension. Is that needed? Nope. That gearbox, rear wing, is it needed? No. And we'll do that. We'll get these going underway. So we say $500,000, we're not spending it. So that's a bit of a circumstance that happens in these seasons, the things that you have to weigh up. Always evaluate the pros and cons, like the benefit, and then like worst case scenario, best case scenario. $500,000 is quite a bit of a pinch on your wallet. To me, it's not worth it. But, cool. So, our engine's still going to be repped up to 1,000. And if we fix it like that, should be good to go. Sydney for the Asian Pacific League. It's a shame we didn't race in Sydney for this championship, to be honest. But, that's the way it goes sometimes. I'm sure they're going to have to simulate these races. Simulate these races. European Racing and Asia. Is Antonov killing it still? Woodford's killing it in Asia Series. Antonov is no longer leading the series. No, he is. He's tied first with Flowrider. Flowrider? But, yeah, let's see if he can actually round off the championship at the end of the season. We've got another sponsor offer. Wow. See, ooh, it's exactly the same. It's just a different label. Football Manager versus Special Effect. The game is charity. 4 races length. Same value. Expires exactly the same. So let's just keep going. We might get another sponsor offer in there. Political vote. Low profile tires. What do we want to vote? What is this? What is happening? These low profile tires look phenomenal, but they aren't the fastest tires around. On the plus side, they are the second cheapest tires available at I'm going to abstain my vote. This rule will benefit. This rule will not benefit teams with high budgets. Huh. Does that mean... I don't know if that means that... I think there's enough people against it anyway. So I'm just going to abstain. This rule benefit teams with low budgets, Thornton and VLAN. Let's abstain vote. Let's save it for another vote. Skip to the end. What happens here? Is it going to be a tie? Ah, look at that. I'm glad we didn't vote anyway, because if we voted for, it would have been 6-5. If we voted against, it would have been 7-4. So it's been rejected, so that's good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy to continue on with the way it's going. Reliability work done. That means that engine's going to be popping. It's going to be absolutely revving. Where is it? Yeah, 97. Wow, that's our most reliable part. We probably didn't need to put that much emphasis on it, but we'll now flick it that way. Sim Racing Championship. Dragon Race Team China Tievo has an extra trait. Overtaking +2, markability +5. That's going to put Tievo up, I believe. Oh. Tievo's up to 98%, but his driving is going to be through the roof. Overtaking is +7. That is the only thing he needed to improve on, really. So what we might do is this next race is we might stack Partner's car. Because Lara is that far down the order, she's not going to win the World Championship. Let's just stack Party's car for a bit of a difference and see how we go from there. Now that front wing should have just completed. There it is, it's great, 68%. There's all the front wings are the same except for bang bang, those two. So we want to stack that, 20 performance. Get that wing up to about 67 just before the race. So might just need a bit of people on it, 3 staff. 3 days to race day. That looks more better. It's actually really hot in here, isn't it? Air conditioning on. I don't know about you guys, but I know I have a couple of people in the UK watching it. Like, I think it's going to be absolutely freezing there. In Australia right now, it is boiling. Oh, sponsor offers. Let's sign someone up now. Now, it doesn't matter who we sponsor up. They're both the same. I'm going to sign up Football Manager. I think they're the way to go. Will they count? Yes, they will. Thank God of updating interfacing. Can we also build another building while we're waiting? Because we've got that bonus. I think we can. No, we can. We definitely can. Let's do our rear wing. How's that sound? Okay, it doesn't think we can afford that just yet. That's fine. So we're going to carry on as we are. Super softs, let's stack them with 9, 10, 10 to 4. That's what we've been doing, and that seems to work. That's enough for the race in case we want to muck them around. But we're going to do something different. Like I said, we're actually going to stack Partner's car to see if he can benefit, given that his trait, the only thing he was lacking was overtaking, is now up. So let's just see how this favors the two drivers. But guys, we are back for qualifying. Practice was on and off. It was very difficult to try to pick what knowledge slot I wanted to get up, so I actually had a lot of things that I did. I went intermediate tyres, and I went medium, then I went super softs. I got the qualifying trim up. It's all over the shop. It was really hard to kind of just put it into one bracket and then having the session switch straight away just because of the weather changes. But I want to try something this time around. Just want to confirm, I've got both cars in the window that I need them to be. 99 for our good friend Lara. Sensational to begin with, that's great. As for Partner, where are you at? 96, so that was the right way for you to go. Go that way. So does that mean if I again go this way a little bit more, that's going to put the car back where it needs to be to get 96? I think it does. Let's just try that. Let's see if that works. If that gets any bit closer in this qualifying session, we'll know. But the main thing is, I've been reading the forums, and people reckon that they skip qualifying. What they do is they just put in their slots for what they want. What do we want? We want qualifying trim 1, soft tyres for the other. Same here, qualifying trim and soft tyres. And what they do is they skip the session and they just auto send the car out to do it. Instant result. So I'm going to do this to see if we get a better result than what we would usually qualifying, because as you know, qualifying is so nifty at the moment with the way it works and not getting a clean lap in and then being screwed. But let's just see what happens. I forgot to save the game. Whoops. What is the qualifying time going to tell us? I would have saved it and reloaded if I didn't like it so much. This is just going to be a first test to see if it's any good. 9th and 15th. Look, honestly, I can't complain about that. I think the fact that this is a really small track, it would have been really difficult to do it. It's a good test just to see what it would have been like. But 9th and 15th is much better than getting shoved to the back of the grid because of some sort of a issue. And the fact that it's a small lap cars, a small track of a minute 10, minute 12, cars would have been going around all the time and they would have gotten in the way. So that's just something I wanted to see. Moving forward, we're going to take all of our qualifying sessions. That's just a bit of a thing I was just interested to see. And if I thought the times were that bad, I would have, well, look at that. The weather is going to kick off straight away, isn't it? The weather literally goes from being dry to wet. So I think we're going to have to go out on dries. Like, we want to go out on wets and then like eat the wets up and then be screwed. That is such a tough call to make. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to go intermediate, because we know it's going to go intermediate afterwards. Race trim, yes. This could just be a passing by drizzle as well, you don't know. Race trim, yes. Car setup. Ooh, how do we go on the setups? So that put it back to, okay, so that's the same. So it's back to 98% based on that setup we just put in. Now, I know a few of you guys are going to say, well, you could send the car out for 3 laps and then you won't have to pit. But the reality is, the tyre tread on the cars, if you're wrong, like for example, the first 3 laps are not going to be wet at all. If I go out on intermediate tyres, I'm literally going to be 15 to 20 seconds slower than the rest of the field. And that means I could have pitted by the time I wanted to go in, and then come back out on the track. I would have already been in front with the soft tyres. So it's not worth losing, 40 seconds in the opening 3 laps than to pit, because the pit doesn't take that long, and you're also eating up your tyres quite considerably for a longer stint. So that's how we're going to roll. It's an 18-lap race. This is going to be really, really strategy dependent. I'm going to get both cars to go completely to the dial in terms of driving it off, in terms of their driving style, tyre wear, that's fine. Fuel burn, I'm going to leave it at medium. I'm going to wait for the gap to open up like we usually do, and then start to put the pedal down. We've noticed a lot of the times the AI seem to put the pedal down early, and then they're screwed later on. They're screwed by the simple fact that they don't have any fuel for the rest of the race. They go to conserve mode, and then last lap they're just drizzling through. But 19 laps is quite a big, long race distance. It might be the most amount of laps we've done this entire championship. But look at that. Van Dort is the team that we really want to beat today. Is Van Dort, because they're coming second in the championship, and that's the team that we need to make sure we're ahead of. So Lippinon and Schmidt are our targets today. And as you can see, there's a couple of different strategies going in here with medium tyres. Medium tyres are going to be absolutely terrible to go out on, because if you're going to have to pit at the 3rd lap, medium tyres are more of a duration tyre, unless this is just a passing by breeze. But yeah, that's pretty much why. So both drivers are going to be kicking it out in the box. I'm not going to get them to rev their engines out. Everyone else will. I can imagine that's going to happen. Lara gets off the line. She gets a bad start. She pulls off not that well. She drops down to 17th already. That's a bit of a big shame for her. And that wasn't because we're not in overtake mode. That was just her getting off the line. It's like she balked a little bit. She had a typical Mark Webber start and just held it, I don't know, possibly into neutral a bit too long, went to first gear and it didn't engage properly in the clutch. But yeah, look at this weather. It looks to me, it's just going to keep getting wetter and wetter. So we want to keep driving the cars. In fact, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get Partner to go into overtake mode, because what's going to happen is we will have to double stack. Lara and Partner will have to double stack in the pits when we go to pit. So if we push it out and Partner's able to get more of a gap over Lara, more than 4 seconds, they won't have to double stack, and there's not going to be that big of a difference. Now you've got to remember, Partner's car has the better components this race, and that's a first. We never gave Partner the better car, but we have for this race and this race alone, just to see how he's able to do it. He's up into 9th position, so he's doing a pretty good job. He's fighting his way back into good track position. Lara sitting there, and it doesn't matter. We're not watching tyre temperatures. It doesn't matter if we burn these tyres out. It's not going to change anything. Now, it is going to start to rain any second now, but it's only going to start to rain a little bit, and that's not time to go into intermediates. The following lap will be the time to go into intermediates. If anyone pits now earlier than what we expect, then that's going to be their downfall. But we might get Partner to now start to... Yep, keep driving, keep driving. He's got a bit of room to go. What's the gap between him and Lara? It's now pushed about to about 4 to 5 seconds, so that should be fast enough for him to get in and out of that pit stop without double stacking. So we might be able to leap a few people for our second car. Lara might be able to leap a few people in the pits. And here comes the weather. I think it should start drizzling. I haven't seen it on the screen just yet. Any second now. We might get Partner to stop pushing on the gas just now, because he's pushed all the way up behind Lippinon, and Schmidt is quite a bit behind. So we want to go in. Wow. Hold that thought. It looks like... Hold that thought. Hold that thought. It looks like this is just going to be a passing rain for 3 laps, which is actually going to change what we're going to do. Let's wait one more lap to see what it's going to do. I want to see that radar. It looks like it's going to go back down. So we actually want to push now on these tyres. It's going to suck for 2 to 3 laps, but everyone... Ooh, a lot of people are pitting. A lot of people are pitting. What do we want to do? Do we want to come in? Last minute call. Is it going to come down or up? I think it's going to go down. I don't think it's worth pitting just yet. I think that's going to be a huge disadvantage. I'm going to keep both drivers out. Yep, it's going to go down. So we're going to push these tyres out now. It sucks that they've inflated just a little bit, but we're now into our sponsor target. Partner coming 5th. Where is Lara? Lara, 10th position. She should be able to leapfrog Nope, she's definitely in 10th now. So, it's important that we push these tyres out as much as they can possibly go. It's going to absolutely suck for a little bit. It looks like people are just pitting for new, fresh tyres now. It looks like they're getting their first stop in out of the way early, and that way they won't have to pit again. So for Fisher, he can probably go the whole race with those tyres. But that's good for us. We're now in open track position. Let's look at Partner and how's he going. He's actually got a lot of pressure from Sharp, who would have been the track leader at the time before pitting. And we don't want to pit. We don't want to pit. We're just going to stick it out. Let him go underneath us. That's fine. That's going to happen. And because it's still hot, because the sun is still out, the tyres haven't come down. So we're going to go back into conserve mode for both those. We might actually go back into completely backup mode. We're going to try and push these tyres as much as they possibly can now. And we've gotten back past... actually gotten back past Partner. Partner's gotten back past Sharp, sorry. Lara now into 9th position as well. She's gotten past Espinosa. Now, where is our two rivals? Lippin on 7th, Schmidt in 7th. So 4th and 7th, we're now chasing them down. We've got the tyres starting to push back a little bit. They should start to... They look like they're overheating. We've been caught out a little bit by the strategy, but that's okay. It's not going to make that big of a difference. How's Partner going for fuel bar? He's got 13 laps of fuel, which is not going to be enough to get to the end of the race. So we're actually going to put him back into conserve mode once he pits and gets back into that battle pack. How's Lara going? She should have enough, given that she's currently pushing 13.6 laps to go. Sharp collides with Lippinon. That's exactly what we wanted to see. So, the first place guy who came in the pits, Sharp, has now crashed with Lippinon. He's now got a mechanical issue. Does Lippinon? That's who we want to see have a mechanical issue. Yes, he does. Unfortunately, it's not going to rattle him too much because he's going to pit, and he was going to pit anyway. He's at the pit entrance. So if he crashed at the start of the lap, that would have been heaps better because then he would have been going around in a much slower car. But, yeah, but that's at least going to make him pit for a longer time while they start to put that front wing on that car. And let's look now. Partner now goes up into 4th position. Lara in 9th, and she's going to jump a few spots here. She's defending heavily. Look at that. She shuts the door on Espinosa. She doesn't want to let Espinosa through. Espinosa locks up. Actually goes down to 64%. He's in push mode. He is absolutely pushing that car as fast as it possibly can because he wants to get by Lara. He wants to get on with it. At the moment, we just want to do as many laps as we can on those tires, making sure that when we pit, we're in the best window to pit. In regards to possibly extending to 1 to 2 stops. At the moment, I think we're going to have to do 2 stops in this race, given that we're only going to get about to lap 7 to 8. Piatti Teo is now defending from Nina Holtz. So Holtz, Partner is now defending from Holtz. Holtz is going to go down deep underneath the brakes. That's like the Mercedes GP team. But Partner doesn't give up the position easy. He defends it. He defends it well, in fact. But Lara, we can get one more lap out of Lara's tyres. We can get one more lap, given that they're at 33%. As you can see, they're still high. They're still absolutely pushing. The track is getting dry. It's getting warmer. The more rubber's going to be laid down any second. Look at that rubber increase. Partner is defending 3rd place from Nina Holt. Someone else goes in the pits. So now we're at actually both cars in the top 7. And this has worked out pretty well in our favour at the moment. Where is Schmidt and Lippinon? Lippinon now behind Schmidt. Schmidt now in 11th. Both cars are pitted for soft tyres. And they might look to go the entire... What are they going to do? They're going to do the entire... We can actually go another lap for Partner, I think. We can go another lap. So Partner drops down the position. That's okay. I'm fine with that. As for you, Lara, we might actually want to pit you now that you're in a bit of a battle pack anyway. So what do we want to do? Do we want to go to soft? Do we want to go... Or can we go medium tyres? Now, first is just passed. So there's going to be 12 laps to go. And I always lowball. I always say the medium tyres lap life, 11 to 13. I take the lower number. So I'm going to say 11 because you got to remember, if Lara locks up at any stage, her percentage drops by 20%, and that's likely to happen. So she's definitely going to have to do 2 stops. We're going to go super soft tyres, strategy, fast. Do we want to fix the front wing? 4.1 seconds, not just yet. We will judge that again when we do the second stop. So she's definitely going to have to do 2 stops now. That's okay. She's going to do it while she's coming 7th. And we're going to get her out of that battle pack. Look at that. Someone else is just locked up again. Is that Sharp? Sharp is locked up again. So Sharp now also coming in the pits. And we will watch that stop. I just want to make sure Partner's alright. So we could actually get Partner's going to... Not quite yet. He can't quite go into... neutral mode with those tyres yet. That's a good stop for Lara. Will she come ahead of Sharp? Yes, she does. So she gets track position on Sharp, who probably had to fix something as well. Lara coming out into 13th position. She has excess fuel, so we want to get her to push just a little bit. She's just been passed by Espinoza. Sorry, no, that was Fisher. She's going to fight back Espinoza right now, and those tyres are exactly where we want them to be. Now, because Party's now got 79%, we're going to go into absolute attack mode. We want him to attack, while going into the pits. Get that little bit extra life out of those tyres as much as you possibly can, son. Lara now passes Fisher. So we could probably stop for one more stop for Party. He's got better tyre life in terms of getting more tyre percentage out of the tyres. They're 12 to 14 laps, and we need 10 laps. So we're gonna go to medium tyres, and we're now, unless it's gonna rain anytime soon. No, it doesn't look like it's gonna rain. Park condition. Do we want to fix it? It's down 26%. It's from 79 to 53, 26% in 8 laps. We should be fine. I don't want to drop a position for no reason. I think we will be able to nurse that all the way through, especially now. And if we have to pit, we will. We'll have to make a stop. That's fine. As for Lara, how is she going? She's now still fighting for that 13th position. She's just going to nip it in the bud. She's got excess fuel. She goes around the outside of Rodriguez, so she makes 2 passes in that one stop. That is great stuff from Lara. Currently fighting her way through the pack, and as you can see, Parton's actually got a much bigger gap over Lara now because Lara has been fighting with other cars. We can get her to go back into push mode. She has 10 laps of fuel. That's going to be perfect. Tyre deg, that's fine as well. We can start to eat there. We might go back to neutral for Partner. We don't want to eat those tyres up too much. He's now fighting for 8th. He's gone in the 7th position, so he's fought past Serenin. He's fought past Lippinon. Partner is a fighter every step of the way, and he's making use of the better car between the 2 drivers. So this is when it's starting to get a little bit exciting. And now he's on the tail of Schmidt. Schmidt and Lippinon are the 2 drivers we must beat in this race. If we want to take that 2nd spot in the Constructors' Championship, these are the 2 guys that we want to race with. And at the moment, we're doing a good job with that. We don't have to pit, we won't have to pit Partner anymore. He should have enough tyre deg to push all the way. He's back in the 7th position, so he's just having the fight of his life up there at the moment. We want to watch that fuel. Lara has enough fuel. She's pushing just a little bit, just enough at the moment. That's where we want to sit off. And it's going to start raining, so we're going to absolutely start to push Lara. We might get you to go to the push mode as well. You've got track position. I'm going to take a gamble and say this rain looks like it's here to stay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to absolutely push both cars, get them into the optimum range straight away. Unfortunately, had we have known that a lap or 2 earlier, we could have gotten Partnered onto the softer tyres. So both drivers are now going to have to do 2 stops. I don't want to risk the fact that, now that we have track position, I don't want to risk the fact that we're going to be fighting for a potential. Look at that, the rain is just going to keep increasing, and it looks like it's here to stay. It is a rainy, sunny day in Singapore, which is very much like the actual track itself because it rains all the time there. And it's humid. It's absolutely humid. But this looks like, if it's going to rain one more lap into lap 15, this is going to be perfect for us. Absolutely perfect. It's just a shame, like I said, 2 laps earlier, Partner would have been able to get super softs, make the most of those super softs. But he's a good pedaler. He's up in a 6th position. He's in front of Lippinon. Schmidt, he's on the tail of. He's looking to pass Schmidt. And it's just going to keep getting wetter and wetter. So this next tyre stop is going to be the last tyre stop of the race, I presume, if it keeps raining like the way it is. Partner now going up into 5th position, so he's past Schmidt. That's what we want to see. He's now battling his way through. I can't get him to push the car any harder than what it currently is because he's... Actually, can we? No, we can. We can get him to push just a little bit beyond Schmidt because he's got the capacity to... How's the parts going? Everything looks good except for that front wing, and the brakes look a little bit average, but that's okay. Lara's now into 8th position as well, so both drivers doing a good job. And it looks like... Is that Lippinon? Lippinon is going to pit. He's going to pit 1 lap early than everyone else. Is it going to be worth it just yet? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be worth it. We'll make a call as we come around. The rain hasn't just hit. It's gotten a little bit damper, but it's not raining just yet. I think we can survive. That's okay. That's okay if you keep going through those tyres. Lara is now past Lippinon as well. So we might stick to Lippinon's strategy here. We want to fight Lippinon for track position. We also don't want to stack Partner and Lara. And Lara is just a little bit behind. Oh, back. So if we wait for 1 lap to pit both cars, Lara's going to have to double stack and she will be pushed back. As you can see, Lara can see Partner. So that's a definite double stack. There's There's about 7 seconds between the two, but in case there's a mistake, you don't want both cars to be penalised. So what we're going to do is we're going to get Lara to pit as well. And by the time she comes out, it should start to rain. She'll have 9 to 11 laps to go, and she only needs 8 laps. So that's fine, that's perfect, that's what we want to see. Do I want to fix the front wing? Yes. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes, because if we dig enough under that front wing, it's now below, you know, 72%. If we dig below that threshold, we're in trouble. And look at this. Estimated position after pit stop, we'll be battling Zoe Sharp. If we stop there, we'll still be 11th. So we're not losing anything, we're not gaining anything. That 4.5 seconds might help us in the long run. I think it will. I'm willing to take that risk. So she's going to come in, and we're going to watch this stop. We're going to watch her battle our good friend Lippin on to see if he can get ahead. So right now, Partner is now fighting Holtz. Holtz has already gone in for intermediate tyres. She's gone in 1 lap earlier, and as you can see, if you go on the wrong tyres at the wrong part, because it's not damp enough, we're able to get by her quite easily. So that's perfect. Great stop for the front wing. Good stop for the tyres. 6 laps of fuel. Perfect. Good, good. Neutral, neutral. And away she goes out. Does she go out in front of Lippin? Yes, she does. So she hasn't lost anything there. And she's going to come out in 7th position. So we're both inside the points. We just need to make sure that the stops are going to be perfect. And she's come out just when she needed to for intermediate tyres. So that is the perfect squeeze. We've timed that to perfection. At the moment, it looks like Holtz is now gaining on Partner because of those tyres. So what we're going to have to do is we're obviously going to have to pit old mate Partner. That's what we need to do anyway, because it's going to keep getting wetter. Yes, it is. Rest of the race is going to be wet. Pit strategy balanced. We're going to fix his front wing as well. I think 4.8 seconds is worth it. Do we want to fix his brakes? His brakes are absolutely being gnawed to bits. Well, we would want to fix his... Yeah, that's going to be a big call. How many laps do we have to go? 5 laps to go. We're just going to fix the front wing because it only takes 4.8 seconds. Brakes, I'm not too worried about. Front wing it is. It's crucial for this track. Balanced stop we're going to have. And, yeah, so... I mean, Holtz goes through. We're not battling Holtz for the championship, so that's okay. And to make sure we're going to have to keep a quick focus on that tyre temp to make sure we keep it in that optimum range. Here we go. Partner's now coming out. Will Lara actually be in front? She's going to be right behind Partner. So Partner does a great front wing stop. Good for the tyre stop. He's out. He's now battling 5th and 6th position. That's going to be Surikov. Where are we? Schmidt's now in front. That's the guy that we have to catch. Sherinen is also now in front. What we want to do a party, we want to get him to go into push mode. We want him to push those tyres. He should have the degradation to go all the way. We're going to go actually into attack mode. Stuff it. We're going to go all out, trying to catch our good friend Schmidt. Because we pitted for an extra 4.8 seconds for the front wing, it's pushed us back a little bit further, but I'm confident that we'll be able to get this back. So, yeah, this is going to be a really interesting end race scenario. We also want to make sure that they have enough fuel, and are they in a position to push? If they're in a position to push, we will push. I don't think that's going to be the case. He has exactly 4 laps to go, so we're going to push just a little bit, How's Lara going? She's not under any threat from behind her just yet. She has a little bit excess fuel, so we're going to go into overtake mode. Her gearbox and engine's fine, so that's where, when you go into overtake mode, that's where all the pressure goes into the gearbox and engine. So right now, that's perfect to do that. We're going to get Partner now to go back into medium mode. He's pushed enough for it to dial it down. The car behind us is pushing as well. Surikov wants that spot. Schmidt is now into conserve mode. Our tyres are now getting into that bleed mode as well, so we're going to keep attacking. We've only got 3 laps to go, and we can keep attacking. As for Lara, 7th position, she says her gearbox is a little bit clunky. That's okay. We're going to go back to medium for you. No point risking it. I think you'll be fine and keep going. We've got a big enough gap that if we have to push you, we will. At the moment, the focus is on both drivers coming in the top 7. And this is about possibly getting up there. Holtz pitting earlier than what she needed to. Her tyre degger is down to 42%. So she might start to struggle at the end of this race. And everyone on different strategies. Surikov is now backing off. He's now into conserve mode as well. He's got conserve mode for his tyres, for his driving style. He's back into conserve mode for engine mode. So he's trying to eat the engine back. And as you can see, a lot of people are doing that. It's because they pushed too early at the start of the race. And that's what's favoured us at the moment. So here we go. It's going to be the last 2 race laps, and we've got both drivers. I'm going to put them into push mode. I want them to absolutely push. This is for the championship. We need Partner to get past Schmidt. We need him to get past. How is the fuel going? How is Lara going? Lara is currently catching. She looks like she's catching Suriname, and that's good for us. We want Partnan to be able to pass. How's Schmidt going? Schmidt is going into overtake mode. He's now blocking the track. We're going around the outside. This is 4 position. That's 4 position. We've got a lap car in front of us. It's Morono. Get by Morono. Don't muck around. Just pass him. Just pass him. Let him through. Let him through. There we go. Partner now makes the pass. And right now, we are now chasing for another podium spot. Can Lara also get up there? How's the car behind her? Suriname is catching us by the looks of it. And but are we catching Surikov? Yes, we are catching Surikov. The gap is now down to 1 second. We've got the tyre tread to keep going on both full push mode. The park condition is great for both cars, except for Partnan. Partnan's cars, his brakes are looking a little bit shabby, but that's okay. We want him to keep pushing. Build a big enough gap away from Schmidt, because Schmidt is going to be all over us. Schmidt is now into overtake mode for his engine, and he's into conserve mode for his parts, so that's going to be very different for him. Lara, what's the weather's going to be like that for the rest of the race? So Lara, it's about conserving her and getting her across the line in between 6th and 8th. We're in a really good spot. Lippinon back down in 9th position. Hopefully he might lose another spot there. Schmidt is the other guy that we want to watch. We want to make sure that we don't get some sort of an underhand go. Holtz is going to be able to finish on like 22% tyres. She's actually going a much slower right now. Can Partnan hunt her down? And the answer to that is yes, he can. Go into overtake mode. Absolutely blitz it going into the line. Same for you, Lara. Can we get that 3rd position? We're just going to be just shy. So that's very unfortunate, but he got the job done. He got 4th position. Lara got 7th. He made the pass from Schmidt for more championship points. Lara finishes in front of Lippinon. It's a good round all around for us. We are also going to gain much needed points on everyone else by getting that. We're also going to get a bonus. It's just a shame we didn't grab 3rd from Holtz. Look, it happens. It happens. We finished on 0.17 of fuel, 0.19 for Lara of fuel for both the drivers, so that's where we wanted to be. If we, the front wing, how is it? It's down to 62%. Hers is down to, we would have checked. So I believe we would have needed it. And it might have been a difference between, finishing there and not finishing there. So, how did everyone go? How's our live timings? I'm interested to see our lap time. Fastest lap, 1:21. So, we're still off the pace from the front runners. But the main thing is the results. And as long as we don't get pinged for cheating, checking cars, medium risk. 1 rule break, 4 places. Please be Lara. Or is that going to be Partnan's car? This is going to be really bad. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. So Party gets pinged for cheating. Zoe Sharp, 2 penalties received, 2 drive-throughs. Oh, that's devastating. So Schmidt jumps up into 3rd spot. Where is Holtz? Holtz penalized 14 places. So, had we have stayed where we were, I think we would have come 3rd. We would have come 3rd and 3rd and 5th. Yeah, if demoted 4 places, we would have got 3rd anyway because Holtz got done for cheating. So did Sharp. That's terrible. That's not what we wanted to see. But look, we're going to get 16 points overall. Unfortunately, Wolfgang is promoted to 3rd position. Where does that put Lippinon? Lippinon puts the 4 laps. So they've actually gained points on us again. That's not what we wanted to see. Where are we? We're now 100. We're coming 6th. And we're 38 points behind going into the last 2 rounds. That might be a little bit too big. 24 points behind Windsor Racing. And we're 2 points behind 5th. 13 points behind 4th. Wow, that is such a big shame. I'm devastated. At least we're not going to get pinged moving forward because that's now going to be an illegal component. Sucks, guys, I know, but we had to cheat to get that better car, to get the parts working as they are. We came 4th. Our chairman's happy. We've gained a little bit on terms of our progress for her driving style, in terms of her potential. We're going to win 3.6 mil. That's a good penny for us. And look, guys, I'm going to do a back-to-back episode. So Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out the next episode. Hit that subscribe button if you're liking the series so far, and we'll definitely keep posting daily videos of our championship. Thanks so much, guys, and check it out soon.